Hi everybody, my name's Adam Francis Prue. I am the creator and performer of How to Hug a Porcupine. We're shooting in Sault Ste. Marie in the Sault Activities Center, which used to be St. Mary's College, my high school actually, this week. And I'm also the puppet builder of the show, so I thought I'd take a moment and show you some of the puppets and talk about how they're made. So the sort of genesis of the show is these are Hoberman spheres. They come sort of rainbow colored, and we painted them. My friend Justin has sanded, can you imagine? Sanded these down and spray painted them, and then I finished off with some zhuzhing and making them look crappier, which you're welcome, Justin. So these are the first puppets. There's 2 of them, and we make them sort of do stuff together. Fun. And then the first time we see Billy, who is the porcupine puppet, he is this head with another Hoberman sphere that's made up to look more like a porcupine. I put my arm through, and then here we go. We have a Billy puppet. Yeah. So the sphere is pretty self-explanatory. It's just got some of the fur on the edge. The quills are all 3D printer filament, which is a great suggestion someone gave me. They've got a great bounce. Not the most robust material in the world when they're just in the filament form, but I have a glue gun standing by. I painted the bottoms of them black, just sprayed them down, sanded them into pointy bits, and then glued them in, and they have a nice bounce and they bend however I like them. Then there's some burlap, as you'll see. That's in the rest of the puppets too. Now for the head, I'll get a little closer here. So this is he's paper mache. There we go. And what I did was I sculpted them. The wonderful Queen Ronnie Burkett helped me with some finer points of the sculpt, and I sculpted it, and then I made a negative mold with the help of Kate from Wonder Heads, who's incredible. Basically you cover it with like a silicone putty, make a negative mold, and then paper mache into it, like 5 layers, and then when you're done, you have something that looks sort of like this. Sand it down. The parts I wanted smooth, I filled with putty fill, which you could see in the eyes is the same thing. And then I covered with a little bit of tissue paper, and then there's some metallic paint just to make it look kind of old and rusty. Some doll eyes on there, a little more paint job. It's covered in this wonderful fabric, more of the 3D printer filament. And there's the back is a material called Warbla that I used to just finish the head. The rest of the backs I think are just soft foam, but Warbla here because there's a little, just like a place for me to steady my hand. And that most of the heads are the same. So the next one we see is this one. This is one of the ones that just has like one task. So he's got a base and a little wobbly head, and he's got his quills. Same head situation. He is soft foam in the back, but he is built to do that. He's built to explode. So the back, you can see, is just an umbrella. I'm more of a hacker than a maker. Can you see? Yeah. And so that's him. That's him. And then, what else we got? The next one, the ones that you see are the hand puppets. This is, you know, the hero in my mind. This is Billy, and he is just sort of a traditional hand puppet. Still paper mache head, soft foam back. He's got little hands. And he's got his quills, all the same stuff. Burlap, zipper. I tried to put a few elements to just sort of tie them all together, even though they're different styles of puppets, so the bodies look different in almost every version. And then we have the girl puppet. It's just a sad sap. A lot of the videos were spoofing these sort of social guidance films. They have really sort of 2-dimensional versions of the women characters and fully realized versions of the male characters. So as a sort of satire of that, and she has little porcupine breasts, which is not a thing. So as a satire of that, I made her a lot more rudimentary with a little janky eye than the more fully realized Billy puppet. We have a sperm. We have a Billy sperm, of course. This came from an accident, not an accident, an experiment. I filled the whole face with putty fill and then decided I liked the look of the paper mache better. So I just had this lying around and then was trying to figure out exactly how I wanted to do the mating habits section. Well, I mean, some problems just solve themselves, don't they? What do we see next? Then we have a remote control car. Are you going to be able to see any of this? Maybe. No, it's not on. It's going well. Yeah. And then he gets some nice articulation just from that. Well, you can't see. Let's turn the camera down. Now, just from turning him, you get like a little jiggle of the head and the quills. This is just a remote control car from off of the interwebs, you know, and it's cute. Yeah, so we get a good amount of articulation. Now, the thing with this is like sort of covering it in a way that it's, you know, fully covered or mostly fully covered, where you could still sort of see the mechanism, because that's important to me, but not so fully covered that it hinders the movement. So like a sort of partial foam shell in here, covered in fabric, and then also here it's just covering bits without covering the whole thing. And then the last one's the Marionette. So let me show you that. I got cut off. So this is the Marionette version. Now, I am not a marionettist nor a marionette builder, but I worked with the Puppet Smithery in Australia, and I built a prototype of this there. Yeah. And this is my sort of rudimentary version of, it's very cute. What I like most about it is the proportions, because my big man wrist doesn't have to fit in there. The neck is just a piece of rope. The feet are just like little danglies, so you get really good movement, and the proportions are very sort of baby-like. And of course, the last version is another one of the one-task wonders. I just wanted this for the last shot, and it does one thing. And that's the whole thing. So this again is Warbler, like I used for the back of the other head, and it's sort of molded to the correct shape. It's a sphere that then has been altered. This is still the paper mache head. I just sort of cut out a channel in there for this to go through. There's a rod on the inside, and this hinges on the rod, so its automatic is down because there's an elastic pulling the top up to the top of the head, and I have a ring there, so when I pull the back of the eye, it does that and then closes on the rod pivot. Yeah, so you get that one little bit of articulation. It's just a tube, super simple, because we're thinking it's only going to be like that. We're shooting that today. You let me know if it worked. Well, thanks so much for watching me gab on about puppets for a bit. Have a good day. Hey, my glasses match my shirt. Isn't that fun? All right.
Yeah, I thought you had honestly done that intentionally.
No.
You dropped the glasses.
No, it's just the gay does it.